Good evening and welcome to this meeting of Westminster's Mayor and Common Council. The council meets here at City Hall on the second and fourth Mondays of every month. Please note that council meetings, although open to the public here at City Hall, are also available and streamed live on the city's YouTube page, as well as the Community Media Center channel and website. Now we'll begin as we do every meeting with the pledge to the flag, followed by a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As a courtesy to everyone, please take a moment to silence your cell phones or any other electronic devices you have that might somehow disrupt the meeting. Appreciate that. Copies of tonight's agenda and the entire information packet that the council will be using are available online on the city's website. Copies of the agenda are available here in the front of the room for anybody who would like to see one of his slides here. Okay. Before we go on with anything else, just like to let's start with presentations or any special guests. And as we frequently do, we're pleased to have a guest with us from McDaniel College. That wasn't me, that was somebody else.
It's been 21 years.
Janelle Holcomb is here with us, Executive Vice President of the college. I'm very pleased to have her here with us tonight to share a lot of information on what's going on. Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you so much for allowing us. I wanted to provide a few updates about what's happening at McDaniel. First, I wanted to let you know that just over a week ago, we hosted our third parent and family weekend. We had 466 registrants, over 400 visitors to campus over the course of Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So we are hopeful that that brought some business downtown, and wanted to thank especially the businesses that partnered with us. Some of them hosting special discounts and things like that for the families who came to visit. We also had our fall events for the first cohort of our Carroll County Scholars Program following our successful kickoff event. And during the American Education Week last week, we opened up registration for our new cohorts. So those would be current 8th graders and 10th graders, and we already have almost 100 families registered for the second cohort of that program. So we continue to see very strong interest in that. Originally, our goal had been to have 100 families total when the program was fully subscribed, and we're well over 500 at this point. So we're seeing a lot of interest there. We also hosted last week, we did a special invitation to Carroll County Public Schools school counselors to come to McDaniel and to connect with us and learn a little bit more about the college, and had a great visit there. I oversee our enrollment group, so I just wanted to share with this body that we have passed our largest application deadline of the year, and we're on track to generate over 5,000 applications this year. And with that comes typically about 2,000 visitors to campus. And I wanted to let folks know that we will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday break from November 27th to December 2nd, and for the winter break from December 23rd to January 2nd. And lastly, just greetings for President Jaskin, who's looking forward to welcoming the mayor and the Common Council to her home for our annual breakfast here soon.
Good. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
And please have you. Mayor?
When you talk about your Carroll County Scholars Program, so since I teach at Westminster High School, I have 3 students in my classes that are enrolled in that program, and they talk about it nonstop. So during American Education Week, we had a college day, and they were all wearing McDaniel sweatshirts.
Wow.
So just it's being talked about.
Oh, thank
At
you.
Westminster High School.
Good, well, I appreciate that,
Yep.
thank you.
It's very great with all the engagement from the college these days. Thank you. Anyone else? Right, moving on then. We have minutes from the meeting of the Mayor and Common Council on November 11th, 2024. We have a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion by Ms. Gilbert and a second by Mr. Cavacci. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes seem to have it, the ayes have it, and motion is approved. We have 5 items on the consent calendar tonight. We have a motion to approve the consent calendar.
So moved, Mr. President.
Been a motion by Mr. Cavacci to approve the consent calendar. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Huff. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. And the consent calendar is approved. Thank you all. Report from the mayor, Dr. Becker.
All right, thank you, Mr. Carroll. So I just have a few things to report on. It's finally starting to feel like winter. That makes me very excited, given my love for snow, but only on weekdays, not on weekends or in the evening. But it's just on time for our holiday celebration this weekend. So I'd like to invite everyone to join us on Saturday for festivities throughout the day, with the main event, the Miracle on Main Street Electric Parade, kicking off shortly after 5 p.m., right after the Jingle Bell Run. I know a few others will probably comment on some things going on Saturday as well, so I'm just going to keep my comments short with that. Saturday is also Small Business Saturday, so in addition to holiday festivities, shop in a downtown business shop, so don't forget to carry your Carroll County Small Business Saturday passport with you so you can complete it and be entered into a drawing for a $50 gift card. You only need to visit 8 locations on any main street. They're listed in the card, so it's not just Westminster, but any main street in Carroll County, but I would prefer if you would spend them all 8 purchases in downtown Westminster. On Friday, November 17th, a few of us welcomed Senator Zucker to Westminster for a short meeting. Senator Reedy joined us as well. We took a very quick tour of Magic and then to ARC, where the discussion was focused on the use of the fiber network in the city. Kim Samuelson was very gracious at Magic to talk to us at Magic and then also at ARC. And I'm pleased to say both senators enjoyed their short time in the city. On Sunday, November 22nd, the last farmers market of the year was held on a rather chilly Saturday morning. I thoroughly enjoy the market season and I'm looking forward to next year. So I'm happy to announce that Sarah Delaney will be our new on-site market manager for next season. Sarah Delaney and her husband James have been vendors at the market for a few years and are familiar with how it works. And then one last thing that just came into me, I want to share real quick here. The Carroll County Monocacy River Board, so there is the Monocacy River Board is made up of residents of both Frederick County and Carroll County, but the Carroll County group of the Monocacy River Board is doing a volunteer stream cleanup event at Cops Branch, which is a tributary of the Little Pipe Creek. They're doing the stream cleanup on Saturday, December 7th. They say parking is available along Windsor Drive, and they're going to meet in the large open area along the Wakefield Valley Trail south of Windsor Drive. I will also share this information through social media as well. They include a little map that I post as well, but their plan is to do a cleanup event through Cops Branch on that day. So it will be Saturday, December 7th from 10 a.m. until noon. And that is all for my report.
Very good. Thank you, Dr. Becker. Take reports from committees now. Start with Mr. Hoff, Chair of the Economic and Community Development Committee.
So the only thing I will mention, just as one of our agenda items on this evening was something we talked about in economic and community development, vape shop, tobacconist, which Mr. Vico will address when we get there. But I will also mention for the benefit of the rest of the council that we also, ECEC is also working on updating our definitions when it comes to what is a detail shop, what is a automobile repair shop, and different levels of, I guess, intensity of that and what zones they will or will not be allowed in. So I just kind of wanted to mention that, that's kind of some of the behind the scenes work that we work on so that when the ordinances come to council that they're very well thought out, hopefully. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hoff. I have nothing to report from the Finance Committee or from the Personnel Committee. Public Safety, Mr. Kamachi.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. President. Very brief. On November 19th, Patrice Abdul Adam, is that right? Yeah, was hired as a new police dispatcher. She comes with 25 years of dispatching experience from the Baltimore City Sheriff's Office, and she'll officially start on December 17th. So we're glad to have that position filled. That is it.
All right, very good, thank you. Public Works, Ms. Gilbert.
Yes, besides for a leaf and brush cleanup that's going on right now that the temperature has dropped, all the leaves are dropping too. Public Works has been gearing up for the winter. They have installed ice skating rink on Locust Lane, which is brand new to Westminster. Decorating for the city for a Miracle on Main event that is gonna be spearheaded on Saturday. Winterizing the parks for the season and preparing snow equipment for the large amount of snow we're going to get this winter.
But only on the weekdays.
Only on the weekends, not on weekends. So that's all I have from home.
All right, very good, thank you. Anything for recreational parks?
I do, I have a lengthy report, apologies, but not apologies.
Say something from Ms. Gruber.
I will. The Miracle on Main Street Parade is this Saturday. With over 87 entries, this will be the city's largest electric holiday parade. So bring your blankets and your little bun warmers, and hand warmers. The parade starts at 5 p.m. at Pennsylvania Avenue and Monroe Street and continues down East Main to Longwell Avenue. Come early for the parade and stay late. The city of Westminster, in conjunction with our downtown businesses and Small Business Saturday, is excited to host many festive activities throughout the day. If you're shopping the streets of our city, bring along the whole family because there's something for everyone. Enjoy free ice skating on Locust Lane on the city's newest holiday attraction, and don't worry if it's not cold enough. You can skate at any temperature on our synthetic surface that simulates ice. Ring skates in various adult and youth sizes will be available to use, or you can bring your own. However, figure skates are not permitted. Once you are done skating, catch the Polar Express for a magical train ride to the Westminster Family Fitness Center, where children can make crafts and play fun holiday themed games in our gym from noon to 4. Outside the fitness center, artisans and craft vendors will line pipe away, offering unique gifts for everyone on your list. The fun doesn't end there. It starts with a parade. Don't miss our old-fashioned tree lighting ceremony, and Carol Singh will immediately follow the parade with a grand illumination of the city park and visits with Santa. If you have any questions after all that, you can visit the city's website for a complete list of activities and themes. And if you can't make it to our magical night on Miracle on Main, you can still experience holiday magic in downtown Westminster on Saturday throughout all of December, with Santa visits, skating at Locust Lane, and free horse-drawn carriage rides from 12 to 4, December 7th, 14th, and 21st. That is all.
Thank you very much. Move on now to council comments and discussion. This is an opportunity for council members to share anything that's on their minds that's not elsewhere on the agenda. Beginning with our senior member, Mr. Kalachi.
Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kalachi. Ms. Gilbert.
I just have a couple brief things. I wanted to congratulate Bernie on his 10-year anniversary, which is actually tonight or today. I think it's tonight. He has graced our Main Street with not only baked goods, lunch, and breakfast items, but a place to meet and talk. A place that has warmed our hearts and our stomachs. So a thank you to Bernie and to Jeannie in heaven for her dream. And while I guess my theme is bakeries, I wanted to welcome Starling's Coffee, Kitchen, and Bakehouse. They are now also gracing East Main Street with homemade Pop-Tarts, donuts, and all kinds of breakfast and lunch items. So stop in.
No donuts.
No donuts?
They had donuts
They had
today.
donuts,
They had
yeah.
marshmallow-filled donuts today.
Yeah.
Last of the day, they say. You know,
I think you have to go in every day. It's something new on the menu. It's a
I didn't have
surprise.
one, but
Yeah.
I mean, they posted it the other.
Yeah, there were donuts today.
Yeah.
White frosty donuts.
I'm bummed. It's
White
not gonna need a donut.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it. It's nice to have donuts in front of Main Street.
I am. I'm kind of waiting for the bread too, like the homemade fresh bread.
Yeah.
And to anybody else. Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, that's good news. Thank you. All right. Mr. Hoff.
I have nothing. The only thing I will say is I'm very much looking forward to the parade on Saturday and the tree lighting. That's one of my favorite events in the city during the year. So I'm looking very forward to that. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Yes, it's gonna be chilly, but I'm looking forward to it as well. Always a lot of fun and, really a nice event. While we're on this way, thanks to Lindy McNulty and a few others who helped start that parade, some years ago. The actual year itself a matter of some dispute, but we'll figure that out later, but thank you very much for getting it started. Next item on the agenda is ordinances and resolutions. First item is introduction of ordinance number 2024-09, tobacconist and vape shop text amendment. An ordinance of the Mayor and Common Council of Westminster, amending chapter 164, zoning and subdivision of land, of the city code, to amend Article 1 general provisions to add definitions of specialty shop, tobacconist, vape shop, to amend Article 7A, mixed use infill zone, Article 8, B business zone, Article 8B, DB downtown business zone, Article 9, CB central business zone, and Article 12, PI planned industrial zone. To add tobacconists and vape shops as permitted uses, to amend Article 11A, NC neighborhood commercial zone, to add vape shops as a permitted use, to amend Article 20, special provisions, to impose certain restrictions on the location of vape shops, and to renumber without substantive change the list of permitted uses in certain. Mr. Depot, tell us what all this is about.
Thank you. So recently, retail establishments selling primarily vaping products opened downtown in the DB zone. Vape shops itself is not a listed use anywhere in the zoning ordinance. We do list a similar use or called tobacconist, and that is only a permitted use listed in the NC zone. The property owner of one of the businesses that tried to open up downtown did reach out to community planning and development staff to discuss whether a vape shop may be allowed at the property, possibly as a specialty shop. As you know, we just passed text amendment where we added specialty shops in quite a few zoning districts, especially downtown. And so specialty shops in the mixed use infill zone, B business zone, CC zone, DB zone, CB zone, and the PI zone and the PRSC zone. So with that, city administration and community plan development introduced the concept of amending the zoning ordinance to add specialty shop, tobacconist, and vape shop definitions, and to add tobacconist and vape shops in certain zoning districts, subject to special provisions limiting the same use within certain distance, similar to what we do with the cannabis dispensaries, to the Economic and Community Development Committee at its October 29th, 2024 meeting. The ECDC supported special provisions limiting vape shops within a certain distance from another vape shop, but did not support similar special provisions for a tobacconist due to the special licensing and different operations of a tobacconist. The draft text therefore proposes to add specialty shop, tobacconist shop, and vape shop definitions, add tobacconist shop and vape shops as a new permitted use in the mixed-use infill zone, B zone, CC zone, DB zone, CB zone, PI and the PI zone, subject to special provisions for the vape shop. Add vape shops as a new permitted use in the NC zone, subject to special provisions, and add vape shop special provisions. Staff recommends that the proposed ordinance number 2024-09 is introduced for consideration of the Mayor and Common Council on November 25th, 2024, be referred to the Planning and Zoning Commission for its review and recommendation to the Mayor and Common Council. That completes my report. I'm available for any questions.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Depot. All right, they have a motion to introduce ordinance number 2024-09.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to introduce for the introduction of ordinance 2024-09. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hoff. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Kavachi. All right. Any discussion on this? Do you have anything you'd like to? So this will go from us right to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Yes, so December 19th. Yes, so I thought is December 19th would be Planning and Zoning Commission public hearing, followed by a public hearing with the Mayor and Common Council on January 13th.
So the vape shops that are existing, that are in these areas that are not permitted, right now, will this grandfather them in or allow them to?
The ones that we've deemed as being established for quite some time, we provided some addresses, Sunny Days downtown, the Peace shop up on Washington, and the Tobacco Hut on 140. They would be able to maintain and stay. We've located those properties and added the boundary to each one. None of those boundaries cross each other, so there are adequate distances from one another. So those three would then be legally established if this ordinance was to pass.
Mr. President.
Mr. Hop.
So, the goal here was, as often happens in, the zoning world, we want to establish clarity. And so the rules are very clear that if another vape shop wants to open up, they understand coming in where they fit specifically in the category and where it's allowed or not allowed. And the distance requirement we thought made sense just because, while certainly vape shops are allowed to exist, we don't want them right on top of each other. It just not a very efficient use of our downtown space, so.
Very good. Well, thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard?
Mr. President,
Mr. Kovacs?
briefly, I'd like to compliment Mr. Depot. Put a lot of time and effort into this and even took the time to talk to some business owners to make sure that he had a good understanding. He's kind of in a position where he's supposed to be an expert on a million different subjects, and we all know that's impossible. But he took the time to go out and that was noticed. I got a little feedback about that, so I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to do that. It's important for that public outreach component of what you do. So I'm
Thank you.
appreciative. I'm sure
Thank
the
you.
rest of us are as well.
Definitely.
Thank you, Mr. Kavachi.
Mayor.
Mr. Depot, there is a new vape shop that's currently going to go in, on 97. What zoning is that? Is that in a business zone?
That's the B business zone. We just recently annexed that property. And again, that would meet the distance requirement. So that's not an issue of that operating as well.
Okay.
So we did make sure that it wasn't impacting any existing uses.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Really good discussion, hearing none. So we're ready for the vote. All in favor of introduction of ordinance number 2024-09, please say aye.
Aye.
Those say nay. The ayes seem to have it, the ayes have it. And the motion is adopted and the ordinance is introduced and will be forwarded to the planning commission.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Depot. Second item is adoption of resolution number 24-15, an election resolution of the Mayor and Common Council of Westminster for the 2025 City of Westminster election. Turn to our city clerk, Mr. Barber, who's also our elections clerk.
There you go. Good evening, everyone. Resolution 24-15 establishes the framework for the 2025 municipal election in the city of Westminster by ensuring compliance with all relevant election laws. The resolution includes provisions for setting the election date and polling hours and establishes a map of boundaries for each of the polling locations. The resolution reflects collaboration with elected officials and incorporates updates to align with recent legislative changes affecting our municipal elections. Are there any questions?
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Barber. All right, may I have a motion on, this wasn't introduced previously, was it?
The resolutions you
Oh, I
adopt.
think so, right, yes. Correct. Just make sure. All right, so, a motion on introduction and adoption of resolution number 24-15, an election resolution of the Mayor and Common Council.
I'll move to, I believe it's approved, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so I'll move to approve the resolution 24-15.
Thank you, Mr. Kavachi. Is there a second?
I'll second.
And a second by Mr. Hoff. Any discussion?
I have one question just for clarity.
All right, well, we'll defer to the mayor first.
All right, I know we talked about this, I believe at another meeting, but I'd just like to thank everyone who was involved with the election code. I know several of us, all of us would meet several times to go over the election code and the different variations that we had. So I just want to say thank you for that. I think it shows a real collaborative effort with what we did, and thanks to Mr. Barber for always keeping us on the straight and narrow as we appreciate his guidance in this. And again, thanks to our law firm of Lefevre Ruff. Mrs. Ruff was in many of our meetings that we held as well. And so I just wanted to say thanks for everyone for being involved in it.
Are the hours that we have 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., is that what we've done before, same hour? I couldn't remember whether it was, we stopped at 7, but we stopped at 8 last time as well.
We started at 7 and 8.
At 8, okay, great, thank you.
They used to stop at 7 when the elections were held on the same day as Sunday. Or when we moved the elections to Tuesdays, we kept the polls on the days.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you.
Because we wanted to collect it for the council meeting, so. Couldn't keep campaigning. Right, any further discussion or comments or questions? Hearing none, move on to a vote. All those in favor of adoption of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, the ayes have it, and the resolution is adopted. Thank you, Mr. Barber. All right, next item is unfinished business. There's no unfinished business of which I'm aware. Does anybody have any unfinished business? Remind me, Council. Hearing none, move on to new business. Is there any new business anybody wishes? Hearing none, move on to departmental reports. Ms. Imhoff, would you like to take us through those?
I would, thank you. Good evening, everyone. We will have a quick report. Everyone on notice. There'll be a quick report from everyone. I always like to start off as a reminder that the city offices will be closed on Thursday and Friday of this week, November 28th and 29th, to observe the holiday. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank all of our staff who are listening and those who are here, and wish you all a very happy holiday, very happy Thanksgiving to us. We will start our reports with Ms. Gruber from Recreation and Parks.
Good evening, thank you. The mayor and council member Gilbert seem to have covered all of the exciting events that we have coming up this Saturday. There is one thing I would like to remind the public of. If you are coming out to any of our Miracle on Main Street festivities, the city has partnered with Carroll County and the Youth Action Board. We are doing a personal hygiene item drive, and they will have a collection bin at Locust Lane from 3:30 p.m. until 8 p.m. So if you're coming out to the parade or your travels take you through Locust Lane and you would like to contribute to that particular hygiene item drive, we would greatly appreciate anything that you have to give: deodorant, shampoo, toothpaste, toothbrush, dental floss, all of those types of things are much needed this time of year and every single day of the year. But this is in recognition of November as Youth Homeless Awareness Month. And so we are happy to be partnering with them to collect these much needed items. And we will see you all on Saturday on Main Street. Wishing everyone a very happy Thanksgiving to the Recreation and Parks Department. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Ms. Gruber, thank you to your staff for all of your efforts in putting together the myriad of events that are about to occur on Saturday. We appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Ms. Imhoff, one question. What time are we supposed to show up? I'm assuming it's the same parking lot as normal that we go to for the carriage.
As long as you're there we'd like you there by 4:30, but 4:45 works as well.
Okay, all right, good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any other questions from Ms. Gruber? If none, we'll move on to the Public Works report. We have no report, but I do want to take an opportunity to thank the entire department who puts in an enormous amount of effort to put on the various things that happen this upcoming Saturday and throughout the Saturdays in December. It's a pretty heavy lift for the Public Works Department. And like I said, the whole department's involved, so I want to thank them. Are there any questions for the Public Works Department? Hearing none, we'll move on to the Housing Department. Mr. Brown.
Thank you. I have no report. Just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe.
Thank you, sir. Are there any questions for Mr. Brown? Hearing none, we'll move on to technology. Mr.
The
Mark.
only thing I have to say is thank you. This time of year, but thankful to my staff, to the council, and to administration to back us the way they do, to allow us to do the things we do. So just thank you, and hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you, sir. Are there any questions for the technology department? Hearing none, we will move on to the planning department. Mr. Depot? Settle in.
On November 16th, the Planning and Zoning Commission held public hearings on annexation Resolution 2409 for annexation 78 I Falcon Realty Corp. to annex a 6.2 acre parcel located at 1001 Baltimore Boulevard. and annexation resolution 2406 for annexation number 80, Maryland Home Buildings LLC, to annex a 2.5 acre parcel located at 54 Ridge Road. In both cases, the Planning and Zoning Commission accepted the annexation plan and forwarded the resolution to the Mayor and Common Council with a favorable recommendation. In addition, the Planning and Zoning Commission held a work session for local map amendment LMA 2402 for the A1 Urban Living Condominiums at 222 East Green Street. Planning and Zoning Commission was scheduled to hold a work session for the zonal map amendment ZMA 2401 for the Willows project, but the applicant requested and was granted a continuance to a future meeting. I just wanted to point out we have a forestry workshop scheduled for December 9th. As always, every year we offer free spots to McDaniel College students and staff. 11 have signed up and a total of 74 people registered for the workshop. And that completes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Dubar. Are there any questions for the planning department? Hearing none, we will move on to Ms. Rogers with the finance department.
Thank you, Ms. Inhofe. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a quick update to let you know that our audit firm for our financial audit was out the week of October 14th. They were very pleased with how quickly we provided all of the information and the testing pieces that they asked for, so they were able to leave a day early, which was nice. They are waiting on us right now. The finance department is working on putting together the supplemental information and working on a lot of the notes that go to the financial statements. And I'll be meeting with them next week to make sure we're on track to try to wrap up by the end of December. That concludes my report. I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the finance department? Hearing none, we will move on to the police department. Chief Ledwell.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Two quick things, both with our patrol division. They did a great job in investigating a theft scheme and were able to charge the group with multiple thefts of some of our businesses in town. And then secondly, two of our patrol officers, Officer Ray and Officer Ash, were first upon a serious collision on Route 140 and Route 31 over the weekend, where the vehicle flipped over and was on fire, and they actually pulled the seriously injured driver from the burning vehicle. So they did a great job with that, and showed bravery. The collision was ultimately handled by Maryland State Police, but it was our officers who were first on scene. That's all I have. Thank you.
Are there any questions for the police department?
Person survived, or,
Yes.
they did, great.
Mr. President, that concludes the departmental reports.
All right, very good, thank you. Final item on our agenda is citizens' comments, where we invite the public to address the mayor and council on any issues that pertain to tonight's agenda or any other city issues. For citizens not attending the public meeting, we invite you to send us your comments or concerns via email at comments@westminstermd.gov. All comments received by email will be shared with the mayor and council. Commenters should include their address and phone number with their comments. Now I invite comments from anyone who is present this evening. Is anyone here who'd like to address the mayor and council? Yes, sir.
Hi,
Please
good
state your
evening.
name for the record.
Yes, Javier Soto, address 428 Spalding Court, Westminster, Maryland, 21158. Telephone number 703-474-6667. And the reason that I'm here today is just, I wanted to bring up to your attention that in the Furnace Hills area, Windsor Drive, there's the trail, I think it's Cook's Branch Trail, the crossing there, definitely could benefit from lighting. That area is really dark. There's no sidewalk, which makes it an issue. If you live in the Furnace Hills area and you don't have transportation, that becomes an issue of walkability due to the fact that the only way for you to get on the trail is for you to either you walk on the grass, which is slippery, or you walk on the street. On many instances, I've seen parents walking on the street with their strollers or seniors walking on the grass at risk of slip and fall. Also want to point out there is no wheelchair accessibility if someone is disabled. The only way for them to access the trail is either the street, the grass, or walk all the way down Windsor Lane, down Cross Bridge Drive. It's at, I would say, a mile for you to get on the trail, and then walk the trail if you want to go walking, let's say, for example, to a Safeway or Westminster Way area. Just wanted to bring that up to your attention. It would be nice if something were to be done about that. It's a matter of safety. Also wanted to point out that that intersection, I know it's a state, I think it's a state road, but it could benefit from a traffic light in the mornings, in the evenings, due to the fact that the apartments that were built there. Now there's more people living in that area. It's horrible if you're going towards town or heading towards the New Windsor area. So I don't know if you can do something about that also, but just wanted to bring those two items to your attention.
Very good. Thank you very much. Appreciate your comment tonight.
Thank you.
Right. Anyone else wish to speak? All right, well, if in that case, that concludes our agenda and the meeting. Our next regular meeting will be Monday, December 9th. I want to note that the council will not have its regularly scheduled meeting on the fourth Monday of the month, December 23rd. But if necessary, without objection, we'll meet at the call of the chair. We have any special items we need to do. And with that, I hope everyone is able to join their family and friends for a happy Thanksgiving. And without objection, we are adjourned.
Evening.
You too.